I married an old man for money. Yeah, I know. You probably just dropped your phone or at least raised one eyebrow so high it touched your hairline. Don't worry, I did the same thing when I first said it out loud. I remember whispering it to myself like it was a crime confession. I married an old man, for money. Then I waited for thunder. Nothing happened. Just my stomach growling and my bank app still showing $0. Let me rewind a little, because this story did not start with champagne, yachts, or dramatic movie music. It started with me eating instant noodles for the fourth night in a row, arguing with my landlord in my head, and realizing that following my passion does not automatically pay rent. You know that moment when life taps you on the shoulder and says, "Hey bestie, we need to talk." That was me. I was broke. The kind of broke where you calculate if buying eggs will affect your transportation budget. The kind of broke where you treat Wi-Fi like oxygen and pray it never disconnects. And then I met him. No, not in a fancy ballroom. Not at a luxury event. I met him in the least romantic place on earth, a doctor's waiting room. I was there because stress had officially turned my body into a complaint department. He was there reading a newspaper like it was 1993 and Time had personally apologized to him. He smiled at me. A gentle, calm smile. The kind of smile that says, I am not in a rush. I already survived everything. I smiled back, mostly because I was raised to be polite and partly because he had really nice shoes. Don't underestimate good shoes. They tell stories. His shoes said, I have money, and I know how to use it responsibly. We started talking. Small talk at first. Weather. Traffic. How waiting rooms always smell like sadness and hand sanitizer. Then the conversation got easy. Surprisingly easy. He wasn't trying to impress me. He wasn't checking his phone every 5 seconds. He listened. Like actually listened. I wasn't used to that. My generation listens while planning what to say next. He listened like he had nowhere else to be. Later, when he casually mentioned he owned 3 properties and forgot how many stocks he had, my brain did a backflip. I went home that day confused. Not in love. Not dreaming of weddings. Just confused. Because for the first time, I saw stability standing right in front of me, wearing a sweater vest and smelling faintly of peppermint. We kept meeting. Coffee turned into lunch. Lunch turned into long walks. He told stories from his past that sounded like history documentaries. I told stories about my life that sounded like a warning label. And here's the thing no one tells you, older people don't play games. There's no, wait 3 days to text. If he wanted to call, he called. If he liked something, he said it. If he didn't, he still said it, but politely. One day he looked at me and said, "You're young. You should enjoy life. Travel. Eat good food. Be comfortable." I laughed and said, "That requires money." He laughed too and said, "Yes. It does." That sentence lived rent-free in my head. I tried to be noble. I tried to tell myself, I should marry for love. I should struggle. I should build character. But character doesn't pay electricity bills. Character doesn't stop your card from declining at the grocery store. Eventually, the conversation happened. The real one. No fairy tales. No pretending. He knew why I was there. I knew what he was offering. Stability. Comfort. Security. And yes, money. And before you judge, let me say this, I didn't trick him. I didn't lie. I didn't pretend I was madly in love. I was honest. I said, I care about you. I respect you. I enjoy your company. But I'm not pretending this is a movie. He nodded and said, good. Movies are expensive and unrealistic. We got married quietly. No viral proposal. No dramatic dress reveal. Just two people signing papers and ordering good food afterward. My friends were shocked. My family needed time. The internet would have had a field day if they knew. Now let me tell you what it's actually like. First of all, yes, my life changed. Suddenly I wasn't checking prices. I wasn't choosing the cheapest option every time. I discovered that stress-free sleep is a luxury product. I learned that buying fruit without looking at the total feels illegal at first. But it wasn't all sugar and silk robes. He goes to bed early. Like, the sun is still emotionally attached to the sky early. I learned the joy of quiet evenings. I also learned how loud silence can be. Our idea of fun is different. My idea of fun used to be loud music and chaos. His idea of fun is a well-organized garage. We compromised. Sometimes we go out. Sometimes I help organize screws by size. Romance is flexible. People assume I'm unhappy. That I sold my soul. That I'm trapped. But here's the twist, peace feels better than drama. Stability feels better than anxiety. And being respected feels better than being chosen by someone who can't even choose a career path. Do I love him the way movies describe love? No. Do I appreciate him deeply? Yes. Do I feel safe? Absolutely. And here's the part no one expects, I grew. When survival mode turned off, I finally had space to think. To create. To breathe. Money didn't make me happy, but it removed the constant fear that was blocking happiness. People love judging choices they've never had to make. It's easy to say, I would never do that, when your fridge is full and your rent is paid. Life humbles everyone differently. Sometimes I look at him sitting in his chair, reading, calm and unbothered, and I realize something funny. He didn't just give me money. He gave me time. Time to figure out who I am without panic chasing me. And before you ask, no, I'm not counting days. No, I'm not waiting for anything. That's a weird thing people assume. I'm living. Right now. Fully. Would I recommend this path to everyone? No. This isn't a hack. It's not a shortcut. It's a choice with its own price tag. Every life has one. I married an old man for money. And I gained stability, perspective, and a very organized garage. Life is strange like that. You think you know the rules, and then it hands you a plot twist and says, figure it out. So before you judge someone else's choices, ask yourself one thing, are you speaking from experience, or comfort? Because sometimes survival doesn't look romantic. Sometimes it looks practical. And sometimes, it wears really nice shoes. And if nothing else, let this story remind you, everyone is doing the best they can with the cards they were dealt. Some people play for love. Some play for security. And some just want to finally sleep without worrying about tomorrow. That was my choice. Not perfect. Not pretty. But honest. And honestly, that's worth more than people think.